Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and this one says, long-time listener here, and I want to thank you for keeping me laced with that real game. For the most part, I do not have problems getting dates, but my date to smash ratio is unacceptable. I probably smash 40% of the chicks I have gone out with at best, and I know I can do much better. Thing is, while I can have a regular conversation with a chick about her life, job, hobbies, etc., I often have problems with driving the conversation in a sexual direction and creating sexual tension. How do I segue from a regular generic conversation to a more sexual conversation in order to create sexual tension? Even if I don't feel like the chick is fully open, could you please provide me with examples? Do I say something like, "You got a fat ass and I would like to bend you over"? The thing is, it works every time I push the envelope, but I am not consistent with it. I get in my own way by thinking too much and maybe feeling like the chick's body language isn't inviting. I know these broads be waiting for me to get sexual, and I end up dropping the ball almost every single time. Please help our brother out. All right. So look guys, this is why I tell you guys to join the Bad Boy membership, because I have a program called The Art of Flirting, and I have another program called How to Build Sexual Tension with a Woman, where I break all of this down. So a lot of times you will send me questions, and the questions that you want answered are actually in the Bad Boy membership. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of extend the free line, meaning like, I give out a lot of free stuff on YouTube, but most of the deeper stuff is on the membership. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, just a little taste of what I would put on the membership, or some stuff I have on there concerning this topic as far as flirting and building sexual tension, right? Now, see, there's two key things that you need to understand in order to flirt and build sexual tension successfully, right? And one of those key things is having a smooth transition with your conversation. And the second key is to watch the girl's reactions. Okay. You have a smooth transition with your conversation, and you watch the girl's reaction. So what do I mean by having a smooth transition? So the smooth transition is when you are transitioning from small talk to actual flirting. Okay. That needs to happen seamlessly. It almost needs to it has to sort of be natural in the conversation. You understand? And so what I mean is, let's say, for example, like, I don't know, I wanted to get you to fucking, I don't know, buy a book or something like that or whatever. Right. And I'm at a networking event, or I'm at a party or whatever, and I'm talking to you. Right. And I say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm fine." And I'm like, "I'm Locario. What's your name?" And you're like, "My name is Peter." And then let's say right after that, I say, "Peter, you got $20 here, buy my book." Right? It's not really a smooth transition. Like, I want you to buy the book, but it's not a smooth transition. You see what I'm saying? So it just came out the blue. It's like, bro, like, what are you talking about? I just met you. What the hell's your book about? What's going on? Right? So now a better way to do that would be, let's say, I see the guy. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Locario. What's your name?" He's like, "Oh, I'm Peter. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. How's everything going with you?" "Everything's cool." And then I'll be like, "Yo, there's a lot of bad chicks at this party, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you see that chick over there? That chick is bad." I'm like, "Yo, why don't you go talk to her?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I'll be trying to talk to these girls, and it'd be kind of crazy. Would you scared to talk to these chicks?" And he's like, "Yo, I don't know what to say." "Well, listen, I got this book right here. It costs $20. It tells you how to, approach girls and get them in bed and all that." You see how I'm basically selling him the book, but it's a smoother transition based off of how we're having the conversation. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, a lot of guys don't know how to smoothly transition into, making the conversation a flirty or sexual thing when they're dealing with women. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you are interacting with these women, you have to have that smooth transition. Right? Now, when we talk about watching her response or watching her reaction is going to tell you if she's, into the flirting, if she's into you making that transition. So now this is the thing. You have to look at the reactions. So let's use the situation with the guy I was talking about, trying to sell the book to. If his reaction was, sort of like, let's say I say, hey, I got this book that could teach you how to get girls. And he's like, I'm not really down with all that shit. I'm not really down. I don't even know how to read. Matter of fact, you understand? So his reaction is like, he's not really trying to hear that. So therefore, I'm not going to try to keep going and sell him the book. You understand what I'm saying? In that regard. Now, if his reaction is, if I say, yo, I got this book that, can help you get with these chicks. He's like, word? He's like, yo, where is it? What's good with that? You understand? Like, he's excited about it. Then it's like, all right, cool. Here it is. It costs this much. And then you make the thing happen. So you got to look at the reactions. The reactions are important. So it's having that smooth transition and then looking at the reactions, okay, from the girl. All right. So now you want to know, like, how do you flirt and say these certain things? How do you even make this transition, right? And so one of the ways you can do this is you have to actually listen to what the girl is saying and then try to attach something sexual and flirtatious based off of what she's saying. So now when you get really good at this, you can basically do this to anything she's saying. Now, there are certain obvious things that a girl may say that may make it easier for you to attach something flirtatious or sexual. But then there are going to be times where you're having a conversation with a girl and she may not necessarily have something as obvious, but if you're good, right, then you'll be able to make it happen. So I'm gonna give you an example of something, that's sort of like would be obvious for you to make something sexual flirtatious. Then I'm gonna give you an example of something that's not so obvious that you can, make sexual. But the key is you want to be able to learn how to, make sexual and flirtatious, statements and have those conversations based off of what she's saying so that you can be able to sort of like, pull it out at any time. You understand? Now, for example, let's say you're talking to a girl and you're at a bar and she says something like, it's getting late. I need to go home soon and go to sleep. Right. So that's what she's saying to you. Y'all been talking. She's like, it's getting kind of late. I think I need to go home and go to sleep. Right. So now something you can say that's going to transition into you flirting with her, right, into you building that sexual tension would be something like, let's say, for example, you say, cool, let me get us an Uber so I can put you to bed, right? So you're using the fact that she's talking about she needs to go to sleep, she needs to go home. You're like, all right, cool, let's get an Uber together and I'll come through and put you to bed, right? So you're transitioning into the flirting by using something she said, and it's a smooth transition because it goes with what she's talking about. Now, another way you could do it, let's say, for example, she said, she says this again. She's like, we use that same example. She's like, it's getting late. I think I need to go home and go to sleep soon. Right. And you can respond and say, sleep? How you going to go to sleep if I'm going to be fucking the shit out of you all night? You understand? So you're using what's being said and making a smooth transition into the flirting and the building the sexual tension. Right. Now, that's a little bit obvious because she's talking about going to bed, going to sleep, you understand? And it's easy to transition into something sexual based off of that. You see what I'm saying? Now, what if something's not so obvious, right? How do you transition into, saying something flirty, something sexual, whatever, right? So let's say, for example, you go up to a girl and you say, you introduce yourself. You say, hey, my name is Locaria, right? And then she says, my name is Stacy, right? So now right there, I could actually transition into flirting and making something sexual off of that. So for example, she says, I say, hey, what's up? My name is Locario. She's like, hey, how you doing? My name is Stacy. And then I say to her, every girl I met named Stacy turned out to be a freak. Like, is that true? You see what I'm saying? I'm transitioning it into us talking about sex, into us flirting. And she just said her name. She just told me her name. So The thing is that you want to get good at being able to take anything a girl is talking about or saying and flip it around and turn it into some sexual flirtatious talk. Right? But again, when you're doing this stuff, remember, you want to look at her reactions. So, for example, when she's saying, hey, it's getting late, I need to go home and go to sleep. And you say, sleep? How are you going to go to sleep if I'm going to be fucking the shit out of you all night, right? Now, you're looking to see, is she going to laugh at that? Is she going to, play along and flirt back with that? Is she acting like she's put off by it? Is she, like walking away? Like, what is she doing? What's her reaction? Is her reaction positive? Then you keep it going. If it's negative or she acting all goofy and she's continuously acting goofy, then you keep it moving. Now, the thing is this, you have to also remember that sometimes chicks will have a certain reaction that's automatic based off of how, I would say, sexually direct you are. So, if you tell a girl, hey, how you going to go to sleep if I'm going to be fucking the shit out of you all night? Like, you might have a chick that be like, oh my God, you're so disgusting. Why would you say that? Blah, blah. Whatever, right? And so sometimes at first she's just reacting that way. And this is why you need to be quick and you need to still be able to know how to, flirt with chicks in order to keep things going. And now I'm going to talk about the second thing you can do that will even help you in that type of situation. Now, the second thing you can do is just, blatantly make flirtatious statements. Right? Blatantly make flirtatious statements. So what that means is sometimes you'll be having a conversation, right? And what's going to happen is that you're going to want to turn the direction of the conversation a certain way, but it's still sort of a smooth transition based off of how you're doing it. And you're going to be making a flirtatious statement sort of out of the blue, but it's really you turning the direction of the conversation somewhere else. So let's say you're having small talk or whatever, right? And, you're talking to her, hey, what's your name? What's going on? Like, where you from? Blah, 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 right? And she's telling you all this stuff. And then you pause for a second and you say, wait a second, hold on. The way you're looking at me, I can tell that you're feeling me. It's so weird. I can just tell that. I could tell you feeling me, right? So she's going to be like, what? What are you understand? So what it is that you're just making that statement. You're just having small talk. You sort of pause for a second. You change the direction of the conversation. And then you make the statement. Right? Another way you could do that is, let's say you're talking to her. Y'all just having regular small talk. And she's talking and then you interrupt her and you be like, yo, hold on. Why are you looking at me like that? And she's like, looking at you like what? And then you be like, yo, you're looking at me like you want to grab me and kiss me. Like, this is highly, inappropriate. I don't think you should be doing that. So you're basically just transitioning in that way where you're sort of stopping the conversation where it's at and moving it into another direction. And it's almost like as if like, oh, I just realized this. Oh, this is where it's going now. You understand? And so you can make those statements in those situations. So like, for example, when I was talking about earlier, where sometimes a girl will give you that sort of like, energy, like, oh, she's disgusted or whatever. For example, let's say you say to her, she's like, oh, I got to get up for work. I mean, she's like, I got to, go to sleep soon. I got to go home. And you say, how are you going to go to sleep if I'm supposed to be fucking the shit out you all night? And then she's like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with you? You're such an asshole. That's disgusting. Why would you say that? Blah, blah, blah. And you just look at her and you be like, listen, you don't got to do all of that. Look, I could tell you want me. I know, I can tell you want me. You're looking at me like you want to grab me and just stick your tongue in my mouth. You see what I'm saying? So, guys, you just have to learn how to smoothly transition and watch for her reactions. You understand? It's really that simple. Right? And guys, if you want more information on this, go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership so that you can become a Bad Boy member, so you can hear the art of flirting, how to build a sexual tension with a woman, and all the other different programs we have on there. I have a whole program on reading women, all these different things you need to know in order to make it happen with these ladies out here, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you click the link below, and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the link below to get the ebook 60-Second Game. In this book, you learn how your confidence, verbal communication skills, appearance, response to rejection, and honesty can affect your game. Click the link below to get your copy today.
Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.